County Children's Services Agency podcast. My name is Elizabeth Moore. I'm the Foster Care and Community Engagement Coordinator. And here with me today I have two guests, and I'm on site, which is always exciting, and also on site at a new, very new still, office. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and introduce yourself. Mike, do you want to start?
Sure.
Far from me.
Yeah, I'm Mike Augenstein. I'm Director of Workforce Solutions at Marion Tech Downtown. Kathy?
Yes, I'm Kathy Rice, and I am the Director of Student Support Programs at Marion Technical College. I oversee the Aspire program downtown.
That's awesome. And so those are some of the things that we're going to focus on today and we're going to talk about. So this is kind of a broad question, especially for such a big college, but what do you guys do to serve Marion? Maybe more specifically in your roles. How do your departments serve Marion?
So yeah, I can kick it off. Our slogan at Marion Tech is Get to Next. And so I feel like everything that we do at Marion Tech is to get folks to next, whether that's their GED or a associate's degree. So I think that Job and Family Services is very similar. I think a lot of organizations in Marion could use that slogan because we're all kind of in the same, we're all just wanting to make the community better and help people achieve their next,
Their next level of potential.
Yeah.
Awesome. Kathy?
Well, my focus here at Marion Technical College is to oversee the Aspire program, which does do GED preparation, but it also is for folks who just want to brush up on their basic skills instruction, possibly already have a high school diploma, and they are thinking about going on for more training, whether it's in college or out to Tri-Rivers or some of the other programs around that have different kinds of training. And they are wondering if their math skills are up to par or if their writing skills are up to par, so we can help with that. And then we do GED preparation as well. So kind of all ties together because people who are working toward their GED are needing help with the basic skills instruction. My other role at Marion Technical College is to oversee the tutoring program, and that also helps people get to next, as Mike was saying. So they're in their college classes and feel like they need some additional information or some additional help in understanding something, then they can come down to the tutoring program and receive the assistance there. So.
And your tutors are students who have already taken those classes and have that experience? And
they are, yes, and we also have a few adjunct faculty to help with that, but actually Elizabeth was a student at Marion Tech at one point, and she worked as a tutor, so she knows the tutoring program very well.
Yeah. It's been a few years, just a few.
Yeah, but look where you are now. Yeah.
Awesome.
You got to next.
That's right. That's right. I'll go ahead and say that. I actually started my college career at Marion Technical College, and then I went on to the Ohio State University at Marion, and here I am. So it's
great.
Awesome. So I definitely am a huge supporter of what you guys are doing and wanted to highlight that. So I have a quick question, if you can answer this. The Aspire program, how much does that cost for someone who says, I need to get my high school diploma?
$0 for the people who are participating. So obviously there is a cost to it, but that is all grant funded through federal and state tax dollars. And so if someone wants to come in and work on basic skills, or they want to come in and work toward their GED, all they have to do is give us a call and ask to speak with me, and I will set them up. And it takes 2 appointments first to come in and do some paperwork that's related to the fact that you're getting it for free. And then we also do some assessment to see where do you already have some strengths in your academics and where do you still need to work. And we focus then on what you need to work. So 2 appointments, and then you're into the classes.
That's great.
So, yeah, it makes it real easy.
Awesome. And then, Mike, do you want to talk a little bit more about I'm going to say it wrong probably, Workforce Development Solutions?
Yeah. So ironically, we were called the Center for Workforce Development, and we've recently since we moved downtown, changed the name to Workforce Solutions. So Kathy created a perfect segue for me. After folks have passed their practice tests and they feel like they're ready to take their GED tests, Workforce Solutions here downtown, we proctor their 4 tests that they have to take to get their GED. So I get to see them at least 4 times Some folks will fail an area and they'll come back and get a little more tutoring and then come back and pass it. So that's one of the most exciting things that I do is help people get their GED. We also do a lot of other testing. We have a lot of teachers come in that have to take their certification tests with a Pearson testing center. We test a lot of IT folks getting their CompTIA A+ certifications. And then there's a lot of kind of one here, one there tests. One of the more interesting ones is there's a Secret Service test. So we have people coming in that are trying to get into the Secret Service. Yeah. And so, yeah, there's a lot of unique testing that we do. We also create custom testing for companies that might want to do a pre-employment test to kind of weed out whether or not, if someone says they really know Excel, we have a short test that will make sure that you actually know Excel. So we sell those to companies. And then we also sell custom training to companies. So companies come to us and they say, we want to know Excel. Can you do a day of refresher for us? And of course, we have several instructors that they will create a custom training for that company. So,
okay. And this is all happening in Marion, Ohio.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yep.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And another exciting thing about Marion Tech that a lot of people don't realize is 50% of our students are in Marion County. The other 50% come from like 40 different counties. Obviously, we have the ones that are close by, Delaware, Franklin, Morrow, Crawford, Wyandotte, Hardin, Union, Logan. It just keeps, there's students from all over. I just signed someone up for our LPN to RN program that lived up in Findlay. So, yeah. So they're from all over, and yeah, so we do a bunch of other stuff, but I feel like I've talked enough, so I'll kick it back to you.
It's so interesting because as we're talking, I'm just thinking about all of the things that you guys do here. Like you're talking about the LPN to RN program. Marion Technical College has an amazing nursing program. I actually did a stint as an STNA after doing my certification here, and I remember them saying that the passing rate from Marion Technical College's students was far above the average.
Yeah.
So
our instructors are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Very blessed. Speaking of instructors, we have the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy at Marion Tech downtown. And our instructor's on vacation this week, or we would have drug him in here probably, Greg Perry. And he
probably could have fought you back, though, if you tried to drag him in here. But.
He could have definitely fought back. So yeah, we usually start off with about 25 cadets and finish with about 15 on that one because it is no joke. It's pretty intense training. And
very well respected through the state, though. The program is very well respected. So
yeah, so that happens here. And we also, we help to facilitate the Forge business competition.
Which was online last year. I got to watch that. It was fun.
Awesome. You saw me struggling with Zoom.
There's a great MC for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I struggled with Zoom. Couldn't get my sound to work on the video for a while. Shout out to Dean Jacob and Sue Jacob for saving the day on that.
So the Forge concept, though, is really interesting. Some people may not know what that's about.
Yes, and what you guys are doing downtown now with small business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have office space for rent if somebody wants to hang a shingle. We've got 4 individual offices for rent as well as other conference rooms that we rent out. And as well as, of course, several meetings take place about the Forge here at the downtown location. The Forge business competition is free to the public. The sign-up registration is open now, and it will start at the end of August. And it's 7 free business classes from our business faculty. And so they teach you how to start a small business. One of Marion Tech's goals is to help create businesses. So, and we're doing that. We feel like we're helping as many ways as we can. We have the Small Business Development Center person here, Michelina Lacey. She works first Mondays and third Thursdays here at the office. She works 8 to 5. She will meet with anybody that has any questions about starting a business. If they have an existing business, she'll give them free advice. And the list goes on and on and on about how we're trying to help small business owners.
And then what happens if you win the Forge?
Yeah, so there's a nonprofit section and a for-profit section, and each one has a grand prize. The grand prize of the profit is $2,500. We just hand you that and say, go get them. And so it's kind of like some seed money. And then, of course, we're there if they have any questions after the fact. We love helping them along the way with anything they might need.
Now, your nonprofit winner last year, you guys didn't just give them the money, the seed money, you're actually also utilizing their services.
Yeah, so Brooke Olson took the classes, and she started Ability Vending, which is awesome. It's kids who have autism stock vending machines, count the money. It's amazing. Several times a week we have different people in here who are servicing the vending machine, and it is a really cool vending machine. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, so you can just come in off the street and buy something out of the vending machine, help support that nonprofit.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Michael, give you a tour around
Yeah.
the
And
floor
it's a
here.
very cool, this is
It is.
amazing. This location is really cool.
We love it.
It is.
Yeah. So how, this is, okay, maybe we've already answered this, but we kind of got maybe
Off track.
sidetracked. I don't know, it all kind of fits, right? How do people get involved in any of this? So I know we've kind of talked a little bit about the Forge, so if you want to talk about that, you said people can call you, so I'll put your
Yes.
contact information on the description. We'll have
Yep.
all of that there so people can find it very
Good.
easily. If anyone wants to set up a meeting about a small business, or if they're interested in Forge or any of these great things you're talking about for companies and testing, what's the best way people can contact?
Same thing, phone call, email. You can
For you?
Yeah, you can stop in. Generally speaking, there's somebody here, and we love it when people come up and take a look at the space. So yeah, it's the same thing. I love answering questions that have nothing to do with what I do. Sometimes I'm just a people connector, and your question, I may not be the right person, but I'll find the right person. So we just like being a team player in the community on really anything.
And Mike is really good about knowing people in the community and how to make those connections. He's kind of the unofficial, his title isn't director, but he's kind of the unofficial director of the downtown location here. So, you know, he gets a lot of unique and different types of calls and has to know how to connect the folks throughout the community. So
Yeah, I love it.
yeah,
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah, and not just in this community, by the way, because we also partner with Job and Family Services in Wyandotte County and Morrow County. You know, so we have kind of a surrounding area down into Delaware County. We've had several people from Marion Tech that have been part of Leadership Delaware, as well as the Leadership Marion here. So we really do have kind of tentacles of sorts out throughout the community. You know, it's a good fit.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. So it probably doesn't really make sense to say how do we partner, because we've already kind of talked a lot about some things that you guys can do to help the community, and obviously I like to believe we're helping the community also.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that you think that people should know about downtown Marion, Marion Technical College, Aspire, anything that you guys are involved in?
Yeah, there's some other things that we do. So we have, I should give a shout out to Tammy Galloway, who I replaced when she retired. She worked at Marion Technical College for about 25 years. And she started, along with a group of people, the Made in Marion Expo. And that happens usually in October because it's manufacturing month. But what it is area manufacturers will set up booths in the Marion Coliseum, and we'll take the 7th and 9th graders there to talk to the area manufacturing employees. And it's a great way for those kids to kind of plant that seed of, you know, there's literally every job that exists at someone involved in manufacturing. So there's human resources people, there's accountants, you name it. They've got a group of people that does that. So we like to open their eyes to what's out there. A lot of people don't know about some of the smaller factories that are in town that are really cool. And so we love highlighting that. So I guess that would partially answer your question, is that we're very involved in the manufacturing piece because, of course, the region has a lot of manufacturing. But we also like to be involved in healthcare, in banking, in finance. So Marion has all of it, really. We have the service industry, we have obviously manufacturing. So I guess we like to cover all of our bases and not just focus on one thing. So.
And we're kind of a start to finish in that sense. So someone coming in wanting those basic skills instruction to get further in their job, or someone who needs their GED to make that next step into not necessarily training. I think sometimes people think, well, if I get my GED, then I have to go on for school. And that's not necessarily true. It could be that you have some tie-ins in some of these other ways. So you get a job at some of the industries that Mike's talking about, and then you find out, oh, well, if I just do a little bit more with my educational side of things, then I can actually be promoted into a leadership type position. And so sometimes it's not just a go right from one to the next, but you take that little bit of time to get to know the company a little bit and then move on into a leadership role, and you find, okay, well, now I need accounting, or I need some of the other classes that Marion Tech offers. So it's that full gamut. And so we do see people that come and go, so to speak. You know, they start, they may get their degree or not, and then they're back in a little bit, and they either finish their degree or they go on for just some courses to help enhance what they're doing. So it's a really neat industry, if you will, to work in the education field. Just you get to rub elbows with a lot of different sectors in the community. You had asked us about, you know, how do we tie into Marion County Children's Services? And I can't say that we necessarily tie in directly, but we certainly do help to train some of the people who are working out at Marion County Services. We also deal with the families in the sense of working with the parents and whatnot. So we do see ourselves, you know, tying in directly with a lot of the different agencies here in town.
For sure.
And sometimes in ways that we haven't thought about, but the ways that the companies or the agencies think about. And so we always welcome them coming out and saying, can you help us with? And we do our best to either do that service or else to connect them to people who can help them with that service. So, yeah.
And we have about 200 employees. When you think about all the adjunct faculty, community faculty, on top of the folks that work full time. And I feel like all of them are involved in the community in one way or another. So even if it's helping to deliver some fun packages to foster families.
Yeah.
So we like to get involved in that way. So anytime you have something like that, you can send that our way, and we'll.
I know someone who did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's. We love being involved in the community.
Yeah.
We love the interconnectedness. I've heard several times from several people that they're seeing such an interconnectedness in Marion, where everybody wants to be a team player, that we're not in a silo by ourselves. So we're involved in as many different boards as we can be on within the community. And each employee kind of has their niche. So, you know, we have an employee on the Palace Theater Board and on Adam H., and I'm on the Marion County Historical Society Board and the Downtown Marion, Inc. And each one of us kind of has our niche, and it just plays out that way. And of course, our president, Dr. Ryan McCall, he's on every board imaginable as well. But
Send quite a
Is
few.
he on the Palace Board?
no, see, I mean, you only have time for so many. But yeah, so that's what's neat about Marion Tech is everybody kind of has their niche to help be involved in the community.
Great.
Yeah.
So I normally ask you ahead of time, but I didn't if you watch my podcast. But a little component that I have in my podcast is I have an unscripted question that I always ask. I don't script it because I want to know in the moment what you have to say. So what I'll do is I'll ask you the question, and then I'll give you guys a minute to kind of think about it while I talk to everybody, and then I'll come back so you can answer it. So what I really want to know from both of you is either what brought you to Marion Technical College or what keeps you here. What is it that makes you want to be a part of all of those things you're talking about, the collaboration or the helping people? What is it that was your passion for this. So I will get all of their contact information in that description so you can easily reach out to them if you have any questions about any of the amazing things that we've talked about today. If you want to talk to Kathy about Aspire and student services, if you want to talk to Mike, I guess, about anything else, I'll get his information on there also. And what I want to know right now is what it is that either brought you to Marion Technical College, or what is it that gave you the passion to stay here?
I love that you asked that, since I'm the newer employee. So I've only been here a year and a half. Kathy has got me trumped.
26 years.
26 years. But I will tell you, since it's fresh in my mind, it's the culture. Marion Technical College's culture is getting people to next. And I mean, how can you not love being a part of something that says, we want the best version of you. We want to help you be the best version of you. And they live it. Like, it's not just some slogan, it's actually happening. So it was a super easy decision to be a part of this, and I don't know what would give me better job satisfaction than when people pass a test and they cry because they passed. They're so happy. Yeah. It's just, I get a lot of joy from helping people. And even, with like the non-credit training, people learning a new skill, seeing light bulbs go on. Kathy actually does teaching as well herself, so I don't do any teaching. I'm a people connector mostly, but so yeah, I'll let Kathy answer that.
He's like, I'm going to answer for Kathy too.
It's okay.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job answering. And when you ask, my first thought was, how much time do I have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can literally give you a whole story of how I landed here. And the short answer is, it was not something I planned. For all of our discussion in the college of setting goals and knowing what you want to do next, and that Marion Technical College was never on my radar. And so you may need to edit this, I don't know, but in my instance, it was definitely a God thing that put me in a position as things unfolded, and more than one person has recognized that. Even at Marion Technical College, as I've had different discussions with people, it's my background says I shouldn't be here, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, it's good.
But I was a student at Ohio State University that here in Marion, and I needed a job. And I had let the college know that I was looking for a job, and the receptionist called me one day and said there was a job with a program that's no longer here in town, but that's how I got into GED work. And they just need somebody for about 11 weeks while someone else is on maternity leave. And here I am, well over 30 years later, still working with GED students and helping people with their basic skills instruction. And I absolutely cannot imagine myself doing anything else. It is where I live. It's my heart. And it's for all the reasons that you were mentioning, seeing people light up and they've struggled with a concept, or they've just struggled with education in general, and to have them say, I finally get it. And those comments, we have excellent instructors in our K-12s, but for them to say, why didn't someone ever explain that to me like that before? I wouldn't have struggled all these years. And just those little things from time to time that come up, that's what keeps me in this. And you get the same thing with tutoring, at the college level, where you have people who are struggling and they come in and say, I just need some help. And sometimes it isn't even the academic side of things. It's really just the people side of things, and helping them see that they can. Now I'm going to tear up. They can make something different out of their lives, and helping them through that struggle to get there, just giving them that encouragement. That's what has kept me. Marion Technical College as a whole, though, is just a great place to work. We have really good people who are all about the students, and it's one of the first things I tell students when they're coming out. They're afraid to talk to instructors, or they're afraid to talk to, or they're, I don't know, how are they going to think about me? And it's like, no. Out here, our whole goal is to make sure that you know what you need to do, and if you have to ask it 6 times, then ask it 6 times, and we'll answer it 6 times. So it's just one of those things where it's a good place to work. It really does become, it's an old cliche, but it becomes like family at Marion Tech. A lot of good people that just really care about the students and want to make sure that the students get to next and get to make something better for themselves and for their families.
So, and there it is. So
Yeah.
you just said, and I kept thinking the whole time as you were talking, like, maybe that's one of the indirect ties.
Yeah.
Is when people come here to help themselves get to next,
Yes.
they're really helping that next generation. Because
Absolutely.
what you do for yourself doesn't just impact you.
That's right.
It's how you can also help your family. And
Yeah.
so, awesome.
Yeah, your kids are watching, and we do
Yeah.
have, we have students in our classes from time to time saying, well, we've created a study time at home because my kids have homework and
Yeah.
I have homework now too, and so, and then to go to graduations and see the families there. Our
'Cause
graduations.
everyone earns that diploma together.
That's right, and the kids are right there cheering.
Yes.
Mom and Dad couldn't be
Yeah.
prouder. We don't have really large numbers of grads coming through the GED graduation itself. Now we have many people getting their GED, but they don't necessarily participate in the ceremony, which I think is just really, I'd love to see more participants. But it has blown me out of the water how many times we have just a handful of graduates and we'll have an auditorium of 80 people
Yeah.
there cheering them on. And I'm not exaggerating with those numbers. That, it's awesome, the kind of support. They could not be prouder. And so it isn't just the student. It really does affect the whole family. We had one lady in our classes, and unfortunately her husband has become ill. She needs to be home taking care. She's in her early 80s. And she said, my grandchildren are all graduated from high school, and it's my turn now. I'm going to do this.
So you
and
answered my question. What's the age maximum?
Yeah, no, she was in her early 80s. So
That's awesome.
yeah, and unfortunately, with the husband's health declining, she needed to be elsewhere. But she had come back a couple of times over the course of years, and she's like, no, I'm going to get this, and I know she will, just because she has that determination. So yeah, we have all kinds of ages coming in. Our youngest student just recently was 14, I think. Was it
13.
13,
Yes,
13
I saw
years.
that
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
he's an
bunch of certification.
Yeah, he's an IT person at 13. He passed
Yeah.
the A+ certification, which is no joke for an adult to pass.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people do know that we have College Credit Plus, and a lot of people don't know that there are kids in high school or even middle school that can take college classes and have an associate's degree before they graduate from high school.
All paid for
Yeah.
by tax dollars. It's the student's not paying for it. It's not financial aid that's being used up. They still have all of that available to them even after. So if they wanted to go on for more education to a master's, a bachelor's, a
Yeah.
PhD, whatever it might be, but yeah, that it's just really the College Credit Plus is a great way to get started. And they do it right alongside their high school. They get high school credit as well as college credit. And as Mike said, we have several that are graduating college first and then graduating high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just, who would have thunk many, many years
Yeah.
ago? Who would have? Yeah.
Well, we could spend all day
Yeah.
doing this, but it sounds like we should probably wrap it up soon. So if you guys have any questions, again, I will have all of their contact information. We'll have Marion Technical College tagged on the description. And if you have any ideas for future episodes of the podcast, if you want to see your organization or agency highlighted, please get in touch with me. I'll have my information down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a great week.
Thank you.
See ya.